For those of you who are either living under a rock or just have no idea what the NFL draft is, I got your back. So the draft starts today, April 25th, and lasts till April 27th. It starts at 5 p.m. Pacific time today, 8 p.m. You live on the East Coast. It also begins on Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, and on Saturday, which is rounds 4 through 7, at 9 a.m. sharp in the Pacific, 12 p.m. on the East Coast. So there are 7 rounds in this draft. This year, there are 257 selections total. The draft is taking place in Detroit. So shout out to the Lions and congrats to them for being able to host this event. Last year was Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken, right,
Yes,
Brian?
yeah, because they had the whole like big deal of bringing out the Lombardi Trophy and all that. Yeah,
There you
so just
go.
the whole spectacle of it.
Yeah.
We don't have
So
it this year, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Detroit does with it. I think they're going to put
yeah,
on a good show.
I think they are too. They're a city that deserves to host something like this,
Yeah.
especially with the success they had this past season.
Oh
This
my
just
god.
adds
Yeah.
on to the fun.
Yeah.
Um,
No, they're. I know they haven't won anything, but I think they're one of the more well-known brands in college football and in NFL.
yeah, no, 100%. The Chicago Bears have the first overall pick in this year's draft. They have 2 first-round picks actually, thanks to the Carolina Panthers being the worst team in the NFL last year. So much for trading up to get a quarterback in Bryce Young, just for you guys to be bad. The top
They
10 pick,
missed out on Caleb Williams.
yeah. At this point, I feel like they would have taken Caleb over Bryce Young if they could go back in time. But
Mm-hmm.
this year, the top 10 picks are as follows. The Bears are first, followed by the Washington Commanders, New England Patriots, Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Chargers, New York Giants, Tennessee Titans, Atlanta Falcons, Chicago Bears again, and the New York Jets round up the top 10. Like I mentioned in the beginning, 257 men will have their lives changed today, with more even after the draft. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, there's 32 teams, there's 7 rounds. Wouldn't there only be 224 picks? You are correct. However, teams are awarded compensatory picks for players that they lose in free agency. So that needs to be considered as well. Now, 3 teams will not be choosing the first round today unless they trade up. Those teams include the Carolina Panthers, Houston Texans, and Cleveland Browns. Guys like Caleb Williams, the quarterback from USC, Jaden Daniels, the quarterback from LSU, Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas, also from LSU, are just a few names to consider as they'll be at the draft themselves in person, waiting to hear their name called and go up to the podium and shake Roger Goodell's hand.
Yeah.
Um, One more thing before I give it to you, Brian. The Chicago Bears are expected, of course, to get Caleb Williams with the first pick.
Have you
This
seen
would
the odds for that? The draft
What are
odds,
the
the,
odds?
the betting odds.
No.
So if you were to bet $100 on Caleb Williams to be the first overall pick,
Mm-hmm.
you would win a profit of 50 cents. That's how set that Caleb Williams is going number 1 tonight is.
Just for fun, I would just bet $1 on Jaden Daniels going number 1 just to get.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted the same thing. Like I just want to throw $1 because I know it's gonna be like ridiculously profitable.
Yeah, just throw it out there and see what what could happen.
Worst case, you lose $1.
So yeah, hey, if you win, you win. That's what matters.
Exactly.
With the Bears drafting Caleb Williams, as we know it's going to happen, this would tie the Colts for the most quarterbacks drafted in the first round in the common draft era since 1967. The Bears are the only franchise in the NFL that has never had a 4,000-yard passer. Think about that. 4,000. No quarterback in their franchise has passed 4,000 yards.
No. It's ridiculous. The Bears, for a team that's been around as long as the Bears have, to have such incompetent quarterback play is just really crazy when you think about it. Like, who's the best quarterback in Bears history? And Jay Cutler has an argument.
There you go. Good question here from our friend Cold Iron. Shout out to you, my guy. Have either of you attended an NFL draft event before? Yep, same as you. I have never been to a draft before. I'm waiting for them to come to SF so I could attend it. But other than that, I have not. I've always watched it from home.
Always watch from home. They're not coming back to New York anytime soon because they had New York for a year, so it's not coming here. Maybe it's in Boston or Philly that I can drive out there, but no.
Nah. Well, it was in Philly not too long ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I was in high school.
Fair enough. there's been only 1 year in the common draft era where 4 quarterbacks were selected in the top 10. That is likely going to happen again today when Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and JJ McCarthy could be chosen in the first top 10 picks. The last time quarterbacks or more than 4 quarterbacks were selected in the first round, that was 1983.
We could have that tonight, based off the rumors I'm hearing
Based
right
off the
now.
rumors, 100%. Actually, no, 4 quarterbacks were selected in the top 10 in 2018.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I was gonna say, I could have sworn it was Baker, Sam Darnold, Allen, and then Rosen.
There you go.
Rosen was 10. That's what he was.
To Arizona.
There were 9 mistakes before him.
There you go.
No. They were right. There were 9 right decisions made before you, bud.
The first round record for quarterbacks is selected in the first round was 6. Actually, my apologies. 3 of those quarterbacks were John Elway, Jim Kelly, and Dan Marino in 1983. So just some notes for you guys to know, some history as well.
Great ESPN 30 for 30 about that draft. Elway to Marino. They bring you through the entire draft process. It's great watch.
Well, thank you for adding to my playlist on what to watch today before the draft.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Brian, I guess the first question I have for you is what do you expect from this draft today? I'm not just talking about the Giants because we'll dive into the Giants later on as well. But what do you expect from the league as a whole tonight? What are you excited about? Which players you think might rise, might fall? You got the floor.
So I really think this draft is going to start at 4. I think right now, based off what we're hearing, it's going to be the 3 quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3. Jane Daniels came out and he, dismissed the rumor that he didn't like Washington. So Washington was probably going to take him at 2. I heard that unless the Patriots get like a Herschel Walker type package, they're going Drake May at 3. So that leaves the Arizona Cardinals at 4, and they're going to be the ones who set the tone for this draft. Are they going to go draft Marvin Harrison Jr. and get the wide receiver? Are they going to trade down with maybe the Giants or the Vikings so the Giants can draft, McCarthy? That's where this draft starts. So I'm really interested to see what exactly the Arizona Cardinals are going to do in order to kick things. So I think once that starts, we're going to have a chain reaction that's going to completely alter this draft.
I think that's the exciting part about this year's draft, right? Because we really don't know what's going to happen.
No. I mean, you can make the argument the draft starts at 2. I think it's going to be 3 quarterbacks, but, we don't know for sure if Washington likes Jaden Daniels. Are they going to go McCarthy at 2? It's kind of toss-up. I feel like for the past few seasons, we've kind of, known the first 3 picks are kind of in locks. Now we're getting kind of close to locks as the draft nears and more rumors kind of come out, but I think this is, the most wide-open draft we've had in a while.
Do you buy into the JJ McCarthy report that he is likely to go to Washington, or is that just because the odds are for him going there?
Yeah, I think it's all smoke and mirrors. I really do. I want to we had the same conversation about Will Levis last year. There were rumors that Will Levis would go 3, and he ended up falling to the second round. And I've heard many people compare, JJ McCarthy just this year's Will Levis, where he's going to have all this hype outside of the draft, but once draft night comes, you're going to see all these smoke screens just, blow up people's faces. He's just going to plummet.
How far would he fall? Do you think he's going to fall? If he were to fall, I should say.
I think he probably would fall late first. If late, he's not getting to the second round. I think it's going to be a quarterback needy team will pick him up. But yeah, no, I could see him potentially falling to the late. I don't think he will. I think he's going to go top 10, but I could see if these smoke screens are true, him being teens.
I would say that the latest he falls is the Raiders.
Yeah.
At 13. After that, I don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't see him falling any more than that because Denver at 12, Minnesota at 11. If they don't trade up, they're gonna get him. It's just a matter of where.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I understand this whole draft has been mostly about quarterbacks, has been the main conversation. What about receivers? Do you expect all 3 of them? And if you guys don't know who all 3 of them is, that's Marvin Harrison Jr. out of Ohio State. Please follow the Giants. Romo Dunze and Malik Neighbors from LSU. Do you expect all of them to be chosen in the top 10, or do you feel
Yeah,
like
I expect all to be chosen in the top 10. I think